Abusia, Alexander Afenyo Ken, you see, I'm going to say the man is in big trouble. Yes, the man is in a serious big trouble. Enya sem ketua. DNSC, DNABA, Abusia, ni nefa ye ECG. Amanda body echemu echese na oye board chair edema eye ECG. Na die nsem na ba abonten. Na se expose ben na ba abonten efa eye ya ye minority leader eye Honorable Alexander Afenyo Ken. Abusia mo mienteni na se ha eda so aye be media jeche se be so se ena de connect channel so ne de kwan se be so subscribe like na abusia wa bo aso ahema for person be tie no anya bi eti nkoma ba abonten efa ya ye minority leader eye Honorable Alexander Afenyo Ken ho emra se
eba ECG ho sensema abusia se ye ka se nipa enya Afenyo Ken akwa kugina parliament ensem bi etuda o chese Ghana for ye bre eba ye meters ye use ya at first ebi moto 1000 Ghana cedis sisia omoto 1000 Ghana cedis na ede omutwa manta sisia oto 1000 Ghana cedis eye 1 week bi na mom ye mbonra eye yensemu Afenyo Ken akwa kugina parliament na the parliament akwa kugina no eye ECG meters aba Ghana for sisia ebi mu sun se sa meters no consume HSA Emma Omoho and Tomo and Afenyo Ken's amount heavy pressure on a NDC a majority so any President Mama Ebusia enya assembly to Akroma Ebusia meet and hon sense no Afenyo Ken's odi NPP minority anima omodesa ensem to jaw parliament no Ebusia asem ato momo yankona yankokoti asema Afenyo Ken's de to ja parliament efa ECG mitane hon sense momia ko na yenkokuti na ye ba ye de akabeto amso.
You buy electricity, Mr. Speaker. This morning somebody told me that she used to buy 1,000 for a whole month. Today, even if you buy 2,000 for 1 week, and so Mr. Speaker, let us be careful what we tell the people of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, we are talking about electricity. NDC came into office. When they came into office, the first thing they did was to increase electricity tariffs. Instead of pursuing reforms under their own research agenda, they increased electricity, totaling 30%. Mr. Speaker, I repeat, the reality is that electricity tariffs have gone up by over 100% because, Mr. Speaker, the consumption, the people on the street in our constituencies, what they buy is unable to sustain them, and they know the numbers. They know how much they purchased in 2024. They know what they were buying in 2023 as compared to what they are buying now. Mr. Speaker, that is the reality. Next, Mr. Speaker, next is the cocoa. Mr. Speaker, our cocoa farmers have been a supporting pillar of our economy since the days of Gold Coast. Mr. Speaker, this government came into being and they have abandoned all the supporting pillars of the economy. Mr. Speaker, I don't need to be an economist to understand what leads to economic growth. My basic ideas as an entrepreneur are enough for me to know that when you create opportunities, the economy grows. Mr. Speaker, this government promised that upon assumption of office, a bag of cocoa will be increased to 6,000 Ghana cedi. The finance minister says so. The ranking on agri says so. Mr. Speaker, today they rather have reduced the producer price at the comfort of his office. At the comfort of his office, he reduced the producer price. Cocoa farmers, one how on your how, and you was some. What's your office now? What say so? What's the one more haircut? What say so? You sat in your office and reduced producer price of cocoa. 1,000 Ghana cedis is what you took away. Cocoa farmers cannot pay fees. They are borrowed from the cocoa crutches. They cannot take care of their health. Those matters do not concern you. Then you come and you say Ghana accelerated national reserve. What we demand from you, Mr. Finance Minister, is to immediately restore the producer price of cocoa that you came to meet. If you cannot increase, don't reduce it. If you cannot increase, don't reduce it. That is the reality. That is the reality, Honorable Finance Minister.
After Markins and our parliament or the ECG hon na ene after so the two that we Kevin Taylor abba be shutting the mouth up ebusuan wasan so expose Afenyo Markins ne NPP top officials our ECG during Akufo-Addo ne tenure. Now according to Kevin Taylor also some meters here it is a Ghana for air complaining about it no ebusuan some meters 2024 and it is Afenyo Markins ana oye board chairman ewo ECG. Afenyo Markins ana oye board chairman ewo ECG. Ene napomo. Kevin Taylor aye list. Afenyo Markins aye napo. Kennedy Agyapong. Dr. Baumia ose omoko kokra sa meters ye free China. Almost 400,000 meters. If I stand to be corrected, and a free China at the buy. Na sa illegal meters here on the bar Ghana. Illegal connection meters here on the bar Ghana. Sa mitano a problem more. And almost share that, and a normal percent of the real or mine, and a omoko crass meters in the babigum. Enti omoko class meters ni begum no e ade a omo buy no omo ache egu asisi a e consume Ghana for the rate amount for is the air 2 meters no na ocha eye Kennedy Agyapong LD Kennedy Agyapong free ono ankasa na damfo Afenyo Markins and Afenyo Markins so free Kennedy Agyapong or so free Baumia omo yes connections illegal meters with illegal connection contract we omo the fast meters no and Afenyo Markins now original parliament now Mr. Speaker about the meter omo nim de ekoso nyina entabuso Kevin Taylor ababe drop hot leak bi or chese sa meter ya ebe 2024 and a meter eba abonten na sa meter ya eba abonten no Afenyo Markins, Kennedy Agyapong, Napo, ene HSA, Dr. Baumia, omne yes illegal connection, omde sa mita edi free China, ebaya, HSA mita no oshe problem was a mita ni mo, intino abaywi enshena onfa wadwe, and as onye waduma. Na mapa ko kra mita we aba. Moko kra mita ibai, mama sanso etwamo. Ede air mount heavy pressure on President Mahama. And according to Kevin Taylor, was it to big Mahama? It is on an boss or ECG to big Mahama. On the Shema, it is a omoko fast amita we buy a omode robe Ghana for. So this amita we dear a robin and a omode robe Ghana for. Mommy corner, young Konkuti and some Kevin Taylor. Edit to that unsubscribe and subscribe and hit on the notification bell so that any updates be ever dropping on so on sa able to me aka medamase.
And it's about the PURC 4 Endra Omafre ECG 4 Endra yina can about meters are running amount for say omoto light anasa. Interestingly no a few days ago about mimita. Something interesting has happened. I also be quiet. We need to deal with this matter. This is a giant matter. Andra, me catch Ghana for say meter way issues. No, it was deliberate mover MPP for year before they left power from September to December. Omokra over 400,000 new meters. Dubik Mahama LED sa charge no for Kennedy Agyapong the Afenyo Markins. That was their deal. Napo Ken Agyapong after marking mo. That was their deal. Omo no mko fa meters ne be share mo kon. And they did not care. Those were inferior meters. And remember, meter bia omo de ba bia no, they charged you people about 4 times the price. Don't see this as and they are started. This is something a man for the gumu so as no free power. Now, a man for started complaining about how their meters no air running. Interestingly, mo amoka say mo meter no air running term no say enye the whole Ghana. Say issue ye ECG na omaya imagine say omobeji musike dia. And I say the government no agye say obewia Ghana for it should be nationwide. But interestingly, some group of people be omu uses some particular meters bino and none as idea way to omo. Inti asamoba. Let's sit back. Debia meka me say Ghana for when issues come. We are journalists, we are ordinary, we are why sit back and analyze the issue. Also, say I buy when I born why say or per se or it should have been the whole of the nation. But you see, there are some people who are telling you say, they have not seen any difference in their bills. In fact, what they are using, in fact, Ebu Okra was saying, so still, me meter no reasonably, price in okay. But there are some group of people in Ghana, complaining about the same thing. Now, Oko back now, check it. You could see say they are the people using those meters now. MPP and the share your con before election 2024. Inti among for Bebre are complaining. Now, PURC, a Public Utilities Regulatory Commission for Eto Omonsa Efre ECG. And I'm catching ECG say direct ECG to within 48 hours issue a public communique explaining into detail cause of rapid depletion of prepaid meter credits amidst persistent complaints from consumers. It PURC for de eye emra and I say catch ECG say just 2 days. Issue a report. Issue a communique. Ma Ghana for ntiasie enchirechirem adekudientia Ghana for bi emita run too much omoto eye den omoto eye lighter na omo den omo light nasa ECG for na sebio omoton kanea ema Ghana for into omo nchirechirem Ghana for na omo meyehu adekudia potintia saa de no AC. You see, inti so what study yanko back to omo complaining on social media and let's do this. Multi social media matter way go and check the time they got their meter. Uber said 90% of all those people use new meters. And so check meters no we use now. They were meters that were installed in 2024 before NPP left office. Because before MPP left office, Ghanaians had started complaining about high electricity or motor. And somebody would say, 2024, and Ghana for started complaining, say, the new meters now omode mayeno, new meters now MPP de mayeno, new meters now Afenyo marking, now or that ECG board so, or Ken Agyapong and Napomo Air Force share Ghana for con through Dubik Mahama, who was the CEO of ECG, people started complaining in 2024, but we did not pay attention. Mama Chow, this is the receipt. 2024 news item. This is when Ghanaians started complaining about how our omumita no air running.
Now, complaints are becoming widespread over the installation of new meters by the Electricity Company of Ghana Limited. While some of the ECG customers complain about high consumption rates and extra bills, others say they are compelled to spend more on the new meters, unlike the old ones. We have details.
The Electricity Company of Ghana Limited is currently replacing postpaid, non-smart prepaid and faulty meters in the region, an exercise which began a few months ago. The move to install new meters by the Accra West region of ECG, according to media reports, has been met with strong opposition from some customers who have had their meters replaced. The meter replacement exercise is part of the company's loss reduction program, a development to facilitate the installation of smart meters and improve energy accounting. Diana Edu revealed to Channel 1 Business News that she has spent 1,200 Ghana cedis in purchasing power in the last 3 weeks since her meter was replaced.
what we within 3 weeks. In fact, the way I see auto credit are fun. And I 3 weeks, you to me auto credit a 4,002. A Brian Yan Yadoko. Yan Tonshre were then say Yakoda, nay, sorry, nay, the fridge. And so 3 weeks, I want to make another boy. You to out of credits 1,200. I pay na personal 3 days, I just said, you're 1250 cities.
Another customer, Evelyn Edu, appealed for an immediate intervention to address the consumption rate.
Now, yes, sir, my top rate, but more than 2.5, 250 cities. I had them because we would have been used to. I'm young person, I'm young, meters, in a bayer. Wasn't better because no one person will use, but who will meet another one. Obey is best you be. But so why you so the young come first a boy? So you said, don't have it. Etching. I don't want to pick a cramaing. Send a credit on our STA to me, so more will be ya. Or my own Mayaka credit your car and why.
On the other hand, Patrick NT called for the reintroduction of a subsidy to minimize the cost of power.
I know the government has I don't know, they have a subsidy, I don't really subsidy or what they call, I don't know what they call it. They subsidize it for us initially, that's what they, but I'm told this time they've taken all these things from the end. We have to pay a full amount of the power.
Meanwhile, attempts to get ECG to speak on the matter have been unsuccessful. For what many would describe as a great move to alleviate the extra costs they would have to incur in purchasing power, this appears to be a charade. Customers are therefore appealing to government and the ECG to address the speedy consumption rate of the new meters. For Channel 1 Business, my name is Daniel Odro-Mensah.
Report by Daniel Odro-Mensah from City Channel 1 News. Now, Maganjo, when I'm in the Parliament is here, team, a MPP. This was reporter Omoyeno 2024. I'll give you the exact date. So, Busa say Adentina, the same media houses, the same journalists, news, media houses, cover sa story way. Why is Bernard Avle? Why is the City News Group? Why the Channel 1 News Group? Why is it say in the morning? No? They don't tell Ghanaians to say, sa issue where no. It started in 2024. Why do you think they are not doing it? I didn't know you say Obi of Asempa and for Ghana phone call back and catch Ghana for say no. What is happening? No, a idea started in 2024. In fact, your receipts are actually say this is June 2024. Video I'm about June 2024. Almost in meters be buy. After that, almost be pay so September. Over 300,000 meters and almost share Ghana. Inferior meters. And you see, if this government does not do something about these meters, I swear to God, bills are moving to you and you'll be shocked. If you want to be angry with the MPP. The NDC is trying to save you. And in time, some media houses in the brain, you are not supposed to listen to them. Ochina President Babekasa, Obetim Kwasiasemu Utima, President Kasewia Obeti. President Akasambe Nati Asiano, or Kasewia Obeko radio, so Betim Kwasiasema, Omobeka radio so. And it's the same journalist, Obi, and the Bernard Avlemo, Kwame Sefakain, Omahine Kwabrak Sante Kwasiapen and Yerewa Maritime, no. All these people, they will sit on radio and pretend as if say, in some TV that this issue we are dealing with, it started June 2024. June 2024. And you sit in Ghana and today, Afenyo Makina or your board chair, June 2024, ECG, you know, he is in parliament screaming like a mad cow, blaming the government. Why is he blaming the government? Because it is easy. Because the media will not do any research. Because the media will not speak on the facts. Because the media will carve a niche for any fool who calls himself a politician to come and lie to Ghanaians. So how say NPP can even today stand in parliament and be screaming that you are taking money from Ghanaians? The same thing they did with the cocoa. The only year more ECG, you know, the omdi ayam more light no and no be no omdi yam cocoa board almost ende and this for cocoa oma be wia cocoa for sika ende cocoa ni yamane sa meter we bia cocoa kwe ni ji meter we bia busa mo se hwan edi na bro mi busa question no senda me no ka sei sa meter se o meche 2024 no unim cocoa kuafo a omo ji sa meter we bi bebre hwan edi o ma bro nde enti ande koko kwani sori ka se miniska hwe me light kura kwa na ndo osaka se ami koko no ye nto abusa hu se hwan na e cause problem ne ma no eye MPP4 and it na they are quick to come out and say NDC into miracle abode kwase ampanyi we hu afenyo marking wo so omo agimi the thing say Ghana for agimi and me betena ha I will never sit here and make it look like say hey me be can some adi utro adentina me di utro minimum and it's me betena ha na ma kire wo de esiye na ma kire nipa okose problem no na ma kire say yam find the way ni solve problem no and it's me wa ha ma bo news item a kire June 2024 one and power from June, July, August, September omu changing meters over 400,000 e Ghana dey na cause sir why not cast by force omu changing meters because konya inferior meters e China and ka kire omo na afenyo marking e board chair of friend Adamfo Kennedy Japan or den ka $5 million of friend Napono ye energy minister and of friend Mahmoud Bawumia papa bi di ne chie friend no eye alolo and ka kire say they need to have a deal alolo no on na run Bawumia finances na all Bawumia's illegal criminality through insurance Bawumia baby onya illegal money pay through insurance yeah. There's some guy following Bawumia, a friend Alhaji, get me the name. Alolo, some guy be ne fubisa ni ticket sa no ma. Bawumia criminality the sickening na. Bawumia ye fraud transfers. Bawumia or ye a lot of illegality through a insurance fraud. Now me say the yere do akwa kan be kan Bawumia be nu no. Bawumia or ye Samira. Ade na wako kan beka wono ubenu hu asase wesu so Dubik Mahama afenyo makina na ye board chair afenyo makina danfo pani Kennedy Japan afenyo makina na ye board chair na napo na ye EC or Minister of Energy and then Bawumia they needed money to support Bawumia's campaign into they brought Alolo they brought afenyo makin they brought Napo was the running mate to Bawumia and they created this meter by force meter on Ghanaians. Now let's go back. Ask yourself, some meters now change and what was the reason? There were no meters at Air 40. They decided to change it because they needed money for the campaign. So what did they do? They imported over 400,000 pieces of meter. That is how they got their campaign money. That is compensation in Japan in 2024 for him to start speaking mildly about Bawumia. You don't have an idea of what these people are doing to you. In terms of you see Afenyo marking original parliament or TTM, you see the same strategy and the Kokofo.
Okay, abusia we ne ensema ekọ so political highway so I Kevin Taylor and I turning kase or this ensem no etudwa ede amaya enye asam to kro bedam ase samo Japan ekokoti za ensem we ede mai and Dr. Bawumia aba be confess ye be drop sa update no ede amama after say ye be publish sa video we di amama intina busia it on the notification bell any update ye be drop ede amama medam ase